The final topic, is the confirmation, and before that, one another a small topic, that is what is thought and what is thinking. Because many got problem not knowing this simple fact, what is thought and what is thinking. So if we have some understanding about what is thought and what is thinking, many of our problem will be gone from us. So I have written this topic in our book also. In the Smashed Sorrow, one of the chapter is the heading is thought and thinking. You can straightly go through that topic and you can feel. But now I said something about, once I got a conversation with a person, he got a problem. He was a government servant, and once he got a meeting and the presiding officer was conducting the meeting and he is participating in the meeting. While the meeting is on progress, his phone was ringing, his cell phone was ringing. So immediately he switched off the cell phone. He has not talked anything, but immediately switched off the cell phone. But even though his superior officer give a punishment transfer as if he has attended the meeting without switch off the cell phone and attend the meeting without switching off the cell phone, and thereby he give a punishment transfer to the person. So it is we feel that it is a mistake, but he has not gone through this phone, he has not talking anything. He immediately, when he noticed the ringing, he immediately switch off the cell phone. So it is the presiding officer can ignore the mistake and he can just giving a memo, and so thereby he can ignore the thing. But instead of we're giving a punishment transfer. So thinking about that thing, he did not have any sleep in the night. He repeatedly thinking about the same thing. I want to do something upon the presiding officer. I have to teach the lesson to the presiding officer. In such a way, the thinking goes on. So now he asked me what I have to do, because I have no necessity, I have no intention to proceed further, but anyhow I am unable to sleep in the night. I have got blood pressure. So what I have to do? I am thinking repeatedly about the same thing. So here I advise what is the difference between thought and thinking. So some unwanted incident happened. So naturally the thought comes repeatedly about the same thing. Even though we refuse to give importance to the thought, involuntarily the thought comes again and again. So that is the nature of the thought, that is the nature of the situation. So he met with an unnecessary situation, thereby some related thought comes in such a way. So what is the remedy? So here the thought comes on its own. We are not creating, because we don't want the thought. Instead of our refusal, the thought comes again and again on its own. So what is coming on its own unconsciously is known as thought. So if we ride upon the thought and we take a journey along with the thought and we think on our own, we are consciously made the thought and thinking. So our conscious approach, conscious involvement is known as thinking. So if it happens unconsciously, it is thought. If you are doing it consciously, that is thinking. So thinking is a conscious action, but thought is an unconscious action. But here the problem is not in, we think the problem is in the thought, but actually the problem is not in the thought. The problem is only in the thinking, because thinking is always in our hand. Thought alone is not in our hand, thinking always in our hand. So what we have to do is that we have to stop thinking, because it is in our hand. We have to, even though we ride upon the thought, whenever we recognize that we are riding upon the thought, the moment we feel, we have to get down from the thought. That's the thing we can do. So if you understand, but whenever we try to control thought, it is also again a different kind of thinking. So if you, thereby we are giving strength to the thought. But at the same time, if you give total freedom to the thought, because it is unconscious, it is happening on its own. If it is happening on its own, if it is totally unconscious, you need not worry about the thought. So if you do not give importance to the thought, slowly it will subside, slowly it will go away from yourself. But whenever you make the thought into thinking, then we are giving strength to the thought, giving strength to the problem. So one another similar case. But this case is somewhat some worst case. For example, the problem is that when I gone to Coimbatore, one doctor and his wife from Coimbatore consulted me about their problem. Their problem may be somewhat serious. The problem is that they got one baby. At the age of 1.5 years old, the child has died. And the parents, as a parent, the doctor and his wife cannot digest the situation. And the doctor told me, anyhow I manage the situation, but my wife cannot manage the situation. She repeatedly the thought over the thing, thinking over the incident, and repeatedly got many problems in his psychological world and the physical world. She has developed many problems. So here also I have advised the same thing. What is the difference between the thought and thinking? So for example, the thought about the death of the child came. So naturally what we feel, so this is our duty as a parent, this is our duty to think of the child and have a sorrow about the death of the child. So we justify the thought, we justify the sorrow of the death of the child. Thereby, by justifying the thought, we are converting the thought into thinking. So first of all, when we justify like this, then we are giving strength to the thought. So if you do not justify anything, the thought will come. Naturally it will come again and again, but it will go away very easily. But whenever we convert the thought into thinking, then it will not go away from us easily. But when we think like that, when we convert the thought into thinking, naturally it creates many complications in the body and mind. So once again we complicate ourselves, we thinking many things. As we are thinking like this, many complications comes, and sometimes we may become mad, sometimes some heart problem we may have. So in this way, we deliberately create many thinking like this. So thereby we complicate the issue. But even though many problems may be, there are many problems, some problem may be really complicated, there may be some worse problem, but whatever may be the problem, if the problem has gone, if he has to do something, for example, if somebody is in illness, your close relative may be in illness and you have to think about that, you have to go to treatment and get everything is cured, that is good. But at the same time, here in that case, everything is over, nothing to be done with related to the dead child. But at the same time, the thought comes repeatedly about the thing, about the incident, but it doesn't matter. We need not worry about the thought, but it is involuntarily coming, it unconsciously coming. But whenever we are converting the thought into thinking, we make the problem into a complicated issue. But the main thing is that thinking is in our hand. Don't stop thinking. Please stop your thinking. We need not try to stop our thought, because thought is not it is not in our hand. It comes on its own. But whenever we do not interfere with the thought, whenever we give freedom to the thought, it may come repeatedly, but very slowly it will disappear from yourself. But whenever you convert the thought into thinking, it will not easily go away from yourself. It will make more complications around yourself. So this is the main thing you have to understand, what is the thought and thinking. And now we can proceed to the final topic, that is the confirmation. Because why the confirmation topic is very important is that each and everybody thought that enlightenment is a great thing and greatest thing. It is not an ordinary thing. It is a tremendous one. It is a supreme one. In such a way, we are considering. Even in my case also, I thought it is a greatest thing. Really it is a greatest thing. There is no doubt about it. But at the same time, we will have some many idea. We have some many idea about that. We have many expectation over the ordinary fact. But actually, it is an ordinary intellectual understanding. But if you say any of your friends, enlightenment is an intellectual understanding, nobody will accept. But really it is a fact. But really it is so. But so that is why we have to confirm. But actually, the understanding of ourselves, that what is the nature of our psychological structure, and is there any responsibility for ourselves, and if you understand there is no responsibility for ourselves to saturate our mind. So here the understanding means, the intellectual understanding means we are understand intellectually, but what we understand is that we should not have any responsibility in the psychological world. We must be free from all our responsibilities. But if you come to a decision, come to an understanding like this, we give total freedom to the mind. Otherwise, we cannot give freedom to the mind. So, this understanding alone give freedom to the mind. So, if you give freedom to the mind functions freely. The freedom of mind, the functioning freely is the final state. Actually, the enlightenment is not the final state. Even our scriptures also says enlightenment is not the final state. Liberation alone is the final state. Liberation is a state, but enlightenment is not a state. Enlightenment is just an intellectual understanding, intellectual clarification. But the liberation is not a state. Liberation is not an understanding. Liberation is the actual state. But at the same time, it is not a static one. It is just like a flowing one. When our mind is in the flowing state, it is known as the liberation. Then, because it is not having a stagnant one. Each and every moment, it functions like a living river. The river will not stay anywhere. It ever flowing like this. So in this way, when our mind is flowing like a living river, that is the liberation of our mind. So for that, our understanding is necessary. Unless we understand, we have no work in the psychological world, we will disturb the liberation. We'll try to make this and that in the psychological world. So here we have to stop our work in the psychological world. The psychological world is concerned, it must be natural. It must function in a freely, without any destination. It should not have any beginning and end. It must be a eternal flowing, eternal going. So that is the nature of the mind. We need not create. Liberation cannot be created, but at the same time, we can work for enlightenment. We cannot work for liberation. But when we understand and work for liberation, understanding means, work for enlightenment means, we have to discuss, we have to understand, we have to work, we have to discuss, we have to inquire in all ways, in all the possible way. Then only we can come to a conclusion that we have no work related to the liberation, because the liberation is our natural state. For that, no work is needed. But in spite of that, we create some work, we put some work there. So we have to be free from work in the psychological world. For that, we have to have some correct way of understanding. So if our understanding is perfect, and we are come to a conclusion in a way that we have no work in the psychological world, then we leave the psychological world in a free function way. So the free functioning mind, the free functioning of the psychological world is known as the liberated mind. So here we have to understand, so what kind of understanding we have got, and this kind of understanding is the greatest understanding. That we have to come to a conclusion like this. That is the confirmation. For example, in each and every case of the masters, many persons have the same kind of understanding in some way or other. And we have also already seen what kind of understanding Ramana Maharishi got. During the period of his age of 16, he got this understanding in some way or other. One day he got the fear of death. Normally, if anybody in the state of fear, what will he do? Naturally, he will struggle against the fear. He want to get away from the fear. But differently, what the Ramana Maharishi did was that he simply accept the fear of death. His circumstances may be like this. Previously, he 1 or 2 years back, his father died, and he lived in a relative house. Even his mother was not along with him. He lived in a relative house. Some treatment in the relative house may be somewhat not good, may not be good. So in that circumstance alone, as a boy, when he was having the fear of death, he may simply accept, let the death may come. He submit to the fear of death. When he is ready to submit the fear of death, the mind functions in a free way. So otherwise, if you try to get away from the fear of death, we cannot have the idea of like this. So he accepts the function of the mind. That means when he accepting the fear of death means he accepts the function of his mind. When he is ready to accept the function of mind, he got some different kind of understanding, different kind of functioning of his mind. So when at the time of his understanding, time of his liberation, he did not know what kind of understanding he has got. Only later alone, when he got some later relationship with some pandits or any scholars like the Vedanta scriptures or like thing, then only he associate the incident and know that what I got on that period, that was enlightenment and liberation. But with the time of liberation, he did not know what is the nature of his liberation. But that is a nature of his liberation in such a way. But in the case of J. Krishnamurti, you may know, he was taken along with his brother in this Theosophical Society. In the later, they both become the world teacher. The J. Krishnamurti will be the world teacher, and his brother will be the prime disciple to him, and they both will lead the entire whole world in a different way. In this thinking like that, they give many practices, both of them. And they undergone many practices, many yoga, many practices, many experiences. J. Krishnamurti very easily go to the Samadhi state, many kind of transcendental experiences. They will go out of body and go many places and some out of body experiences. But even though he got all those things, he did not got the enlightenment, he did not got the liberation. But he got many experiences. But after certain one time, his brother got some illness and he was seriously bedridden, and Krishnamurti was attending his brother. At that time, they have to come to India. All these things are happening in England, and they have to come to India for a celebration of their organization. And everybody, they are planning to go through the ship. And J. Krishnamurti is not ready to deport his brother, and he want to accompany his brother. But they have the Theosophical Society have some connections with some deities, some deities of the Theosophical Society for some forecasting, and they seek the guidance of the deity, whether they can take the J. Krishnamurti along with them, whether what will happen to his brother. And the deity told them, give the forecasting that his brother will be all right, and he will be a prime disciple in the future life, and he will the principal disciple of his 12 disciples in the later period. and nothing will happen to his brother. And by believing upon the words of the deity, they all gone in the ship. When the ship in the middle of the sea, they got a telegram that his brother was very serious. They do not know whether to rely upon the telegram or rely upon the words of the deity. But at the same time, when during that period of confusion, the another telegram came with the message that his brother died. So J. Krishnamurthy is totally collapsed. He got the sorrow of the death of his brother. He has the capacity. He can very simply go to the state of samadhi and he can forget the entire world. But he did not go to the samadhi state. He locked himself in a room and he accepted the total sorrow of the death. When he accepts the sorrow totally, he some way or other, he give total freedom to the mind. He give total freedom to the function of their mind. When he is able to give total freedom to the mind, he enters into the different kind of plane. And he opens the door and he delivers as if he enlightened, and he delivered lecture on many way in his own terminology. So every master has the same crucial point, thereby he disregard his mind, disregard the functioning of the mind in some way or other. And once I got some article related to the Swami Aravinda, he also got a similar kind of experience. Previously he was practicing many practices, many yoga, and by doing many practices he got so many experiences like J. Krishnamurthy and other people. He got many experiences, many bliss consciousness, many experiences and everything. But at the same time, he also fed up with this kind of repeat experience like this. He felt there was no progress in that experiences. And one fine morning he put down all the practices and keep himself without doing anything. And he keep himself without doing anything for 1 year. He was not doing anything. Previously he was a tremendous practicing yoga and meditation forever. But after the ending of then he put down all the practices for 1 year. And after the 1 year, one fine morning he got some different kind of experience. He did not know what kind of experience he had. So at that time he had a guru, he had a master, and he consulted his master. So I have not practiced anything for 1 year, but now I got a different kind of experience. I do not know what kind of experience is this. And he asked his mother, have you blessed me with such kind of experience with the grace of yourself? He asked his master, and his master enquired him what kind of experience you are having. And Aravinda told the experiences, described his experiences. Then the master told him, I myself has not got the state of yourself. Then how can I bless you with such kind of thing? So then the Aravinda said, the Almighty alone has given me this state. Because I have not created, the Almighty alone has created this state. He conclude like this. But actually, some way or other, he has given total freedom to the mind. He is not trying to shape the mind. When we stop shaping our mind, when you stop designing our mind, when you try to do something with the help of mind psychologically, the mind functioning on its own way. So the different kind of functioning happens in such a way. So if you go through the history of many masters, you can find in some way or other they will face such kind of situation in their life. Then only they will have a shift from the old place to the other place. But they may not know what is the science behind all those things. But it is a pure science. Each and every change like this, some pure science is there. If you neglect the mind functions on its own way. You may get some way or other, and you may have but each and every master have the idea in some way or other. In the similar way, one aspirant from Kerala, he was told that if you do some pranayama, you can get enlightenment, liberation. And he accepted, so I am ready to do pranayama forever and I can get enlightenment, liberation. Thereby there was a well, and you enter into the well and stay there for 2 years and doing pranayama forever in the well. And mostly he was in the well and doing all his pranayama in the well. But after the end of 2 years, he got, even whenever he did some meditation or pranayama, naturally he will have some practices, naturally he will have some experiences, there's no doubt about it. But at the same time, he did not have any the result. We did not have the enlightenment, did not have the liberation. So he come away from the well. And he go to Rishikesh and other thing, and seek the help of many masters, and go here and there for 1 or 2 years, and there is no progress. So he come to a conclusion that I cannot get enlightenment and liberation in this life. So without enlightenment, I am not ready to live in this world. So I have to die. So thinking like that, he lay down on a open barren rock in the daytime period. The sun was very strong, and in the open day, in that period, when he was lying down on the open rock, he got a change within his psychological world. So because what is happening, the same thing is happening. So when previously he was searching. When he was searching, he was trying to shape his mind, shape his experience. But when he give up everything, he is not doing on its own. He give total freedom to the mind, total freedom to the functioning of the mind. When he give total freedom to the function of the mind begins to function freely. So he got the understanding like this. But even after getting the understanding, he somehow or other he thought that as if he has done the meditation and the pranayama practice in the well, that may be the reason for this change in that when he was lying on the barren rock. But he connect the practice and this understanding. But actually it has no connection. The real connection, the real science is that we have to give total freedom to the mind. We should not interfere to the functioning of the mind. So if you give total freedom to the mind will function on its own. For that, it is very easy for everybody. But they unconsciously, without any reason, without any connection, unexpectedly they meet. So they do not know what is the science behind that. But what they got is real. But they do not understand what is the real science behind all those things. For example, we have a branded new car, and we drive the car very fastly, 100 kilometer speed or 120 kilometer speed. We are driving the car so fastly. In a given in a particular time, we want to apply the sudden brake. So the vehicle is running very fastly, and you apply the sudden brake, and what will happen? The car will take a twist, and it will take a about turn. Just like you can see many pictures in the cinema, just like it will rotate and take a about turn. And if anybody asks you how to turn around the car, and you say you need not turn around the car, you can drive as fast as you can, and you apply the sudden brake, you need not turn around, then the car itself will turn around. So that will be the answer. But you need not turn right. But if you apply the sudden brake, if you are
It looks as though they are Sir, freely allowing the result of the actions which I am doing in the experiment. Inwardly, I am freely allowing, not getting affected by the actions which are taking place in the experiment. So, what corrections will happen? Inwardly, the action required is to allow freely whatever are the reactions coming in.
Accept the changes happening in the psychology.
accept.
Comes from the external situation.